ancestral healing and Afrofuturism. Her performance and fiber art were spotlighted at the National Park Service's African Burial Ground National Monument and in Women's Day magazine. Her poetry and personal essays are published in coalition work, such as this issue 10, 2025, and Anthology of Poetry by Young Americans. And let's see, the 10th anniversary anthology of the Light Street Writers Exchange, that's in 2025, and the Black Girls to Yoga, Embodied Resistance and Healing. That's in 2026, University Press of Mississippi for 2026. She holds certifications in trauma-informed yoga, guided meditation, and therapeutic art. And I'm sure there's other things about her, but just reading this, particularly as a fellow artist myself, it's nice to know that we're going to hear a word from her, an encouraging word as a sister-to-sister moment. I present to you Jewel Singletary.
Thank you so much. Rich risings to the room, everyone. Thank you, Melvina, for inviting me to host another mini meditation. It's such a blessing to be back teaching again. My little mini co-host is in the back, Miss Antoinette Irene. Hopefully she'll be quiet. She's been tame so far, so I'm grateful that she's not interrupting your meeting too much. But yes, as in my introduction, my name is Jewel Singletary. I'm an archivist, multidisciplinary artist, and meditation coach, among many other things. And I wasn't going to share this, but since it's on theme with what Melvina shared, I do own a business. It's a yoga, meditation, and therapeutic art business. And I named it, over my cord. Thankfully, it's just over the covered part of the cord and not the electric part. But I named my company Gratitude Griot because of the, thank you. Rooted in thankfulness, always being thankful to God for breath in our body, being here on this earth. But then also the griot part of it, tapping into that Western African tradition of us being storytellers, right? We have our own testimony. And then there's the testimony and the stories of our ancestors that we continue to share. And so, since it's right on theme, I felt like a bit of, not sure what the word is that I'm looking for. That's a little bit off my script, but I did want to share that since it was in line with what Melvina has shared. And so my journey with this work started about 30 years ago. I've been living with lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, and anxiety for about that long. And I guess it was about 15 years ago at this point that I started practicing yoga. And that was kind of my introduction into meditation and mindfulness living. And it has been monumental in helping me manage my chronic illnesses and keeping calm. And so it's always an honor when I get to share these tools with other people that may be familiar with them, may not be familiar, or might need a little reminder of certain tools that we have in our toolbox to help us with whatever it is that we're going through with life situations, chronic illnesses, etc. And so there's a lot of different misconceptions about meditation. It's not a quick fix. It's not a cure-all. It's just kind of one thing in your toolbox that you can use. So I use it along with my medical team, my mental health professionals, my medications that I take. And it's a practice and it's a skill that takes time to kind of hone. And a lot of people have in their minds that meditation, the point of it is to clear your mind completely and to just be completely devoid of thought and in that grounded center place. That's not really the point. That's not even attainable. God has designed our brains. They're beautiful and complex. They're designed to think. And so our brains are sending trillions of messages through our minds, through our bodies, constantly, every second, right? So it's never the point through meditation to completely clear your mind. That's not going to happen. But what meditation does do is that it helps us to de-stress. It helps us to be more calm. It physically helps to lower our heart rate and to lower our blood pressure. And we have a stress hormone called cortisol that when we get super stressed, we make a whole lot of this hormone. And that's the thing that helps us to gain and retain weight. That stress hormone, that cortisol, it wreaks havoc when we have other illnesses like diabetes and heart disease and stroke, right? So we want to keep that hormone lower in our body. And so meditation helps us to do that. Another misconception about meditation, when people say meditation, I think a lot of people immediately go to, we're sitting cross-legged on the floor and we're right on some pillows and
So true.
right. But so that's one type of meditation, but it's not for everybody. That's not the type that I enjoy. In my personal practice, I do walking meditations a lot. I do coloring meditations a lot. But there's so many different types of meditations you can do, right? You can be lying in bed. When you're sitting in your pew at church, that's a beautiful time to meditate. And we will do a practice right here where we're sitting in our chairs comfortably. So it's really wherever you feel most comfortable. And when you're really good with your practice, you could be in those stressful moments like standing in line at the DMV and tap into your meditation to help kind of get you through those times. And so I'll also share this and then a little bit of my personal testimony. It's also a multi-layer blessing that Melvina invited us here today, and that we've been going through a lot of personal change and transition, moving from Maryland with the loss of my federal job to then relocating back to New York. I'm still not working, so I'm gonna put it out there. If anybody knows of any work opportunities, Melvina's gonna send my information to everybody, and please let me know. But in that, I've been having panic attacks and wondering in all of the chaos, trying to lean on God, but sometimes we not always there. And so the panic was coming up in me, and my 2-year-old, she's 2.5, she'll be 3 in December, but she actually coached me through some deep breathing and was like, Mommy, take some deep breaths. So the work that I did with her was, she was in my womb, and now the 2, almost 3 years that she's been here on this earth, she is now able to tap into these practices. So I share that to say that meditation is so easy and simple that even the babies can do it. Everybody sitting in this room could do it. Okay, and I think that was it. And so now that we've done all this talk about meditation, we're going to do a little bit of a practice. So I will ask everybody to sit in their seat with both feet on the ground. You can have, for the most support, it would be recommended to have your back resting up against the back of the chair. But if you feel comfortable sitting in your chair another way, please, however you feel most comfortable. And we'll just start with a little bit of movement, taking some gentle neck rolls. Maybe just dropping your ear left and right, side to side. And as you do that, you might start to notice if there's any tightness or tension in your neck. You've been sitting here for a while, right? Maybe adding some full-on neck rolls, bringing that chin down to your chest, gazing back up to the ceiling. And if these circles have been going in one way, maybe you've been circling left and right, just take it over to the other side, right to left. I hear it. Our releasing is already happening. Go ahead and take it. Some little shoulder rolls. Bring your shoulders back. Maybe feeling the blades of your shoulders coming together across your back. Yeah. Breathe into those spaces. And then go ahead and we can find some stillness. You can lower your shoulders down and away from your ears and just start to breathe normally. And just notice what your normal breath is like. It's different for everybody. So some of us, we breathe kind of fast and short breaths. Others of us take natural, slow, long, deep breaths. So just notice what your baseline is. And then we'll start to soften our gaze. You can look at something that's a few feet in front of you that's not moving. If you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes completely. Take a few inhales and exhales here. And then I'm going to guide you to breathe a bit deeper. So take a nice deep inhale that maybe you feel it down in your belly. You might feel that breath move up through your chest and your rib cage. And as you exhale, you can just let that breath glide gently out of your nose, out of your mouth, depending on if you're a nose breather, mouth breather. We'll take a few rounds like that. Nice deep breaths down from your belly, up through your chest.
You'll need to unlock your iPhone.
And all those, this is beautiful because this is life, right? You're going to have all these distractions while you're meditating, and everything that you hear is a distraction. Can you go right back to that breath? That nice deep inhale, slow exhale. And this is something that you can do with just your breath alone, but since I know that we're all praying women, you can also add a scripture to your meditation. And my favorite that I called out was Psalms 46:10, be still and know that I am God. So you can inhale, be still, exhale, and know that I am God. Inhale. Be still. Exhale. We know God. Inhale. And exhale. See if you could keep with that breath for 2 or 3 more rounds on your own. And together we're going to take a nice big deep inhale. Full exhale, let it out through your mouth. And thank you. I will also share another beautiful phrase to meditate on behind me is let go and let God. So, but whatever scripture you most feel called to, if there's some of your favorite gospel music that you like, if silent meditation doesn't work for everyone, so use the tools that you have around you. The music that we listen to is calming, those scriptures, the walks in the park, listening to sounds of nature, all of that can help guide you in your meditation. And when you have nothing else, you always have your breath. So thank you again, everyone.
Thank you. That felt good.